video, I'm going to be teaching you 10 corrective skills. These are things I see a lot of beginners doing. It's very common. Don't feel bad about them. If you adjust them and you kind of take the little things that I'm teaching you in these 2 videos, it's going to significantly improve your skating and help you get on the right track before you move on to others. This is a part 2, so if you haven't seen part 1, make sure you check it out. It's linked in the description box below. This half is more the suggested skill, so it's not really you may be doing something wrong. It's just, hey, you might want to learn this and get this right first before you move on to other or more challenging or more advanced skills. So these are kind of like the skills before the skills. That looks like. I basically made this video for people who have just started roller skating, who are self-taught, who are trying to improve at roller skating, and just want to start off on the right foot. That's what this video is for. All right, let's get into it. I've seen a lot of beginner skaters do this without knowing, but skating with your feet super wide apart, like more than 1.5 feet. To be able to learn how to control your speed and how fast you're skating, part of that is going to be your stance and how wide or narrow your stance is. The best way for you to kind of get an understanding of how your stance affects your speed is to skate with your feet narrow and then try it going wider and then try it going more narrow again and see where your muscles are really doing the most work. You'll notice that when your stance is narrow, it's going to be more your butt and calves, and when your stance is wide, you'll notice that it's going to be more like in your thighs, your outer thighs. Experiment and kind of just pay attention to where you're feeling your body work, and you'll know if your stance is too wide or if it's narrow enough. And it's fine to have wide stance. Actually, having your feet further apart helps you to slow down and go slower. You can try this also with the earlier thing I showed you with the shifting your weight from one foot to the other and doing that lunge. The wider you are, the slower you'll go. But the closer your feet are together, the faster you're going to go. So if you want to go super fast or do a move very quickly, you probably want your feet a little closer together. So just practice with a wide and a narrow stance and see how that affects your speed and control on wheels. Actually, if you are skating only straight up and down and you really haven't learned how to shift your weight and you've never tried to get to know your edges, this is where we're going to learn how to shift our weight and get to know our edges. So a lot of beginner skaters will start off only skating straight up and down. And then when they start doing moves like transitions, where your balance is shifting off of one leg to another and you're transferring your weight, it can be really difficult. So we're going to do a drill and I'm going to pack 2 into 1 on this one. If you notice that you mainly just skate straight up and down, learn how to shift weight and get to know your edges. What are edges? Edges are just where the weight is on your wheels, so the inside of your wheels or the outside of your wheels, depending on how you carve or turn while you're rolling on your wheels, is where your edges will be. You're going to shift your weight onto one side of your body and then back over to the other side. Practice shifting your weight back and forth. Make sure that you bring your shoulders over your hips as well when you're doing this, and really load up as much weight as you can on one leg and then onto the other. Now on to getting to know your edges. To get to know your edges, we're going to do a figure 8. So essentially think of the number 8 and you're going to skate in that pattern. So start off whatever direction first you want to go, but you will be switching your staggered stance halfway through. So when you go right, your lead foot is going to be your right foot in front, and when you go left, your left foot is going to be in front. Practice leaning towards the direction that you want to turn. It's good to learn how to switch. You'll notice where the weight is on your wheels and try to pay attention to that to learn where your edges are. You're basically just doing a lunge, shifting from your right leg to your left. When you start learning advanced footwork and things like carving at the skate park, you're going to use this base skill and build off of it. I feel like hardly anyone ever teaches this or mentions this, but when you first start out roller skating, you should learn how to use your toe stops. It's really simple. I would start off by just putting one toe stop down and make sure you bend your knee and put a little bit of weight from your hip down to your foot with your knee over your feet. To start off, you can just put your toe stop down and then go back to having all 4 wheels flat on the ground again, and just do that with each foot. So put toe stop down, then put your foot back down, do the other toe stop, put one toe stop down, then the other toe stop, and then you want to start practicing putting your weight on it. So you're not just putting your toe stop down to the ground, but you put your hips and bend your knees and kind of put your weight down into your toes. You understand how to stand in your toe stops and you can put your full weight on your toe stop. Practice walking around on them. You can go in a little circle and you don't have to move them very far, kind of just staying in the same spot, but practicing walking around and moving while you're on your toe stops. Then you can practice going forwards, backwards, side to side, crossing over. You eventually probably will get super comfy on your toe stops. It's not super hard to learn, but it is super helpful to have as a skill. A lot of times I'll just use my toe stops when I don't want to put my wheels down and roll to walk up a set of stairs or something. You can also use your toe stop to push off. I do this all the time when I'm just standing still and I'm not rolling. I plant my toe stop down and then I push off with one foot to give myself that first push, kind of like when you're swimming in the pool and you push off the wall. It's that kind of feeling. And eventually you can get a little fancy with it and do little tricks with your toe stops. Thank you for watching. Here is the original outro I filmed for this video. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what questions you have or challenges you're having. Be assured that if you subscribe to this channel, you are going to see some helpful content for roller skating. You all are amazing and I am so grateful. I just want to say thank you to you. If you've recently subscribed, the support and encouragement and just the kindness you've shown me means so much, and I genuinely really appreciate that. And I love that you guys have such encouraging, positive energy. If you appreciated this video, make sure that you give it a like and let me know. I want to know if you like this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Big shout out to Kyle If you haven't watched the first video, part 1, that is linked in the description box below. Go watch that.